Hi everyone. I cannot believe I'm here today with Liz Alpern of the Gefilteria. Liz, how are you?
Hey Ben, I'm pretty good. It's a beautiful day, the first in a while, so I'm feeling really grateful for that.
Me too, me too. So you and Jeffrey have been working with us very closely for over a year on a seat at the table. We're launching this week. I'm so excited to be able to share the class with everyone. I know, I can't believe it, right? That it's happening.
I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it.
So I figured we'd throw some rapid fire questions at you, Liz, because the people want to know your culinary knowledge, and I want them to hear it. Um,
All right, Ben, I'm ready for you. Anytime.
all right. So what are you cooking these days, Liz?
I mean, the short answer is, Ben, I'm cooking so much. I'm like all the other people out there who, we're not going out to eat anymore. So I am literally cooking 3 meals a day, which is amazing. And certainly the first time in my life, maybe since I was a kid, that I was having kind of three home cooked meals a day, every day, and kind of three solid meals a day, I'd say. So one of the things that's been a lot on the menu is just fish. We have a great fishmonger in my neighborhood who's been staying open and going to get fresh fish. So that's been a big feature. And I actually just cooked a recipe from Sababa from Adina Sussman's book. Um, and I was really excited about that because, Adina's part of the class. And I made a halibut that you wrap in collard green leaves and you kind of simmer it in a spicy lemony broth. It was incredible and not Ashkenazi, but definitely inspired by my fellow colleague from the class.
Sounds so good. So let's say you're stuck in quarantine, hypothetically, and you can only have three Ashkenazi Jewish ingredients. What are they?
Well, Ben, I thought you'd never ask this question, so I prepared some props for the people. All right, so the first thing I brought out, I have here is a giant half-gallon jar of sauerkraut.
I see it.
Now, you can see that I labeled it check 330, and that's because I started making this sauerkraut kind of on day two of quarantine because my Ashkenazi instincts just like reared up and I'm like, I need to get some cabbage and I need to preserve some vegetables right now because I don't know how long this is going to take and I don't know what's going on and what's going to happen with food and whatever. So I just made I made a couple giant jars of this sauerkraut when it started. It's a mix of red cabbage and green cabbage. I actually mixed it up, threw a little ginger in there. But I would say sauerkraut, well, maybe that's not a pure Ashkenazi ingredient, would be one of them. So, and if I have to reduce it, I'd say cabbage and kosher salt. I'm just counting that as one. So this jar's really gotten me through so far. As
Okay,
you can see, I'm making a lot of progress.
that's great. What next?
I brought out some schmaltz, obviously, right? Because what am I going to cook in? If I need an Ashkenazi ingredient and I can only have three, I have to have schmaltz. I've got two kinds of schmaltz in my quarantine kitchen right now. I've got duck and goose, so I brought out the goose because that's special. Lots more on schmaltz in the class if you're taking it, and like a whole couple of lectures on schmaltz, I'd say. So that rendered poultry fat is key, and I'm currently saving scraps from some chicken that I cooked so that I can render some chicken schmaltz as well. So that's exciting. And the last ingredient I chose is some kasha, some buckwheat groats. And I feel like that is the quintessential Ashkenazi grain, second only to barley, perhaps. But kasha to me just has so much exciting nuttiness, so much flavor. And I also feel like it's a little divisive, so that made me want to keep it more, because it's like not everybody likes it, but it's like important to me. Gotta love it.
I like the you can't have a food class without having some controversy.
There's plenty of controversy in the class, that is for sure.
Absolutely. All right. So you mentioned you back in your childhood. Can you maybe walk us through a memory or describe in detail a flavor or a smell that really brings you back from your childhood related to Ashkenazi food?
Well, we when we were kids, I would go to the kosher bakery in town every Friday before Shabbat to get challah. We were not a challah baking family, but we definitely bought challah every week from this wonderful bakery still around. Um, and also would get rugelach and babka. And when I walked into that bakery, there was this sort of like, it was like walking into, you know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It was like so, the aroma of chocolate mixed with baking bread was so powerful that it would like cling to your clothes, you know, and I can like smell it right now. Like I can imagine it right now. And I love that smell so much. And actually, when I was in high school, I got to work the counter at that bakery, which was my first job in food, for like a summer and a fall, you know, when I was 15 or something, for like $4 an hour or something amazing like that. And I remember that I didn't get sick of that smell all summer and fall when I worked there. I was like, this is so good, that smell. And recently I made some rugelach in my own kitchen here, and I was definitely transported back.
The baking smells are very powerful.
Oh
I
my
have to
gosh.
say, Liz, okay, so I'm going to share something with everyone here on Facebook. I don't bake. I probably haven't baked since sixth grade home ec, but I was feeling inspired from the class and from everything I learned from you and Jeffrey. And I went and I made this, and it was my first,
Ah,
and I'm very
stunning,
proud.
Ben.
And I'm sharing this with everyone because I want everyone to know how important it is that we're not just teaching Ashkenazi Jewish history. I'm going to take that challah down because I'm getting hungry. We're not just teaching Ashkenazi Jewish history. We really want people to go into the kitchen, watch the lectures, read about the history, and then go into the kitchen, watch the cooking demos with you and Jeffrey and some other cookbook authors we have joining us, and make the food. So you can taste the food, you can smell it, you can understand and appreciate these foodways. So I hope people will have a chance to cook a lot during the course as they're taking it with us.
Me too. Me too. And I think that we've given a lot of recipes that are really simple enough for someone who's not used to cooking to get in the kitchen. And Ben, I am just so proud of that challah. I
I,
think it's beautiful, and I hope that you'll do it again. I hope that you feel inspired to keep on working on it too.
I plan on making challah as often as I can now, and I can't wait to cook some of these other recipes. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Guys.
I'm actually making kreplach this week, which I'm really excited about.
How are you going to make your kreplach, Liz?
You know, I don't know what I'm going to put inside yet, but I'm going to be doing a little class for some college students that I was supposed to be on campus with. So instead, we're going to do a virtual class, and it's going to be all about like using what's in your pantry to fill your kreplach. So I guess we'll see what's in my pantry on Wednesday.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're all at home now. We're cooking a lot. We're worried. We are missing our loved ones. It's a very, at times extremely difficult particular time, but also time for us to find ways to connect to people. So I want to know, Liz, when this is all over, I want you to imagine, and we can finally all come together. You can come together with the people in your life you want to cook for. What's the meal you're going to cook?
Well, it's a tough one, Ben. It's a real tough one. There's so many different dishes that I could imagine because there's so many meals that I would have loved to host over the last however long, right? But I think what I could see and what I can envision in my mind's eye now is a beautiful day outside and inviting a lot of people to come over for a brunch, like the most epic brunch you've ever seen. So I'd love to make homemade bagels and cream cheese from scratch. I want to make that Luxon kugel, the dairy Luxon kugel that we have with plums on top. That's in the course actually and in our cookbook. I love that kugel, and it's like you just can't make that kugel for yourself. It's dangerous. You cannot do that in quarantine. So I just want to make that kugel. I want to make a big batch of bagels, a big cabbage slaw, and salad, fresh vegetables. I can imagine making fermenting some drinks and just pouring them really liberally for everyone. So I mean, I can just envision that kind of brunch that lasts for hours and all the amazing things that we could have on the table throughout the course of the afternoon. That's what I'm envisioning.
I hope you get to have that meal very soon, Liz.
Me too.
Um, so I want to remind everyone that Seat at the Table launches this Friday, May 1st. I'm so proud of it. It has been such a pleasure and an honor to work with you guys and to learn from you and to see you working in the kitchen and to explore all of these recipes. I'm so excited for everyone to be able to enjoy this course with us. So again, yivo.org/food. You can register for a seat at the table. You can go to yivo.org/explore to see all of our digital resources. All of our online classes are free. So please come learn with us, come cook with us, and we'll see you all back here soon. Liz, thank you so much for being here on Facebook Live.
My pleasure. I can't wait. I can't wait for Friday. I can't wait for the course to launch. So excited for everyone to see it.
And we're going to be cooking together soon, Liz.
Yes, we will.
Take
All
care.
right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.